Zero.
That's not quite to
Sure. General, Abrantian Obisa says song he mean has actually delivered. But ni Dina or one. And then a born or boy and fa. Now Obisa says baby free in Tiana. I am me no. Football nankasa se say no art uwie wo bonyina na say wo ye ne ma bi kan umpa ho asem bibra wan hwe a unyadi. If you take somebody like Paul Pogba, any most of these French guys now, almost that pay particular attention to their media presence. Media presence, like so mudimbe wo sister no de bia na omo nsam ne ade ene namuna omo agents ne ade ne mpempi omo agents no nso yes adwuma no. There are some football agents omo contracting some top journalists and some media outfitter. They are to project omo player no. Enti me kamia kwese song he mean I don't think say the agency ne that strong. Say the agency ne that stronger enke bi kura song he mean on Tottenham Hotspur till sa break up him so free wa walk America to the extent in the football no the best of the football in Tottenham Hotspur. For me at a point in time it was clear say in case we free space no ko be because Jessica SRG din kan but he didn't move. Now most of the time they play an agency no baby o free no so kan Korea honom no kasa ben no mo kasa no omo presence ne sa na man to saying Jason Park eba Manchester United. He was one of the outstanding performance for United. But Park and Sheda and Jidin as compared to the other players are no money on Man United. So a couple of factors. Baby free on one social media presence, on pe controversy, on penny once and Uchana no sorry call hardly ube woni dia na be a score sheet so an answer assist NY. I can't be and me fun say ni dinu entmendru baby a udru no. The other thing was that at his peak there was somebody taking the plaudits in Hurricane, the captain of English national team, a huge figure. Into head then obekwa question sunsun na say. Into these are the factors I am song me when to said dino nya ba body you know abubu bi the amatorial space for some 10 seasons. Top performances for a year Tottenham space be some catch said today is to do. Sure. Until I think he served his dues at the association football, especially the English game. You know, I'm free on no more. And run Man United in your first pre-season trophy, that is the Premier League Summer Series. I'm sure that even ahead of the game, no magic that because it was.
Your discussions always go viral, not only in Africa but world at large. You discussed Real Madrid, Liverpool, Barcelona, just to mention a few. Hardly do you discuss Tottenham Hotspurs with a Ghanaian player, Kudus. Okay, promote and project Kudus, please. Boniface and anyway, every Elubo and so Abreye. Before so because no Jitu wana.
Yeah, me Jitu.
Yeah.
Space in the part where discussion will be pre. You see, do baby ayana yejume ayeyi. We share the do no pay. Now they are mom.
Yeah.
How many Spurs fans in Ghana has he? Memiti Krum has he. We Man United honestly Timana Edama Kuma Super Tottenham Space. But hardly do I talk about it. Purely because me call Mo Stadium Honum in 2008. How I was received at the reception at White Hart Lane. And Nunkwama me falling in love for them. And I think say Kroma, you need so many of them. And I'm a Spurs fan. And then some few others.
Yeah.
But interestingly, Omo location a dominant African guys.
Okay.
Who call a White Hart Lane, Seven Sisters near the do baby Ojina baby Abeka Ojina Doom. Because England, Ghana for Nigeria for a honum. But surprisingly, they don't have support in Ghana so much. Arsenal and Chelsea in dominating. Into mostly because your audience never interest, no attention. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Barcelona, Real Madrid, they get a better part of our discussion as compared to Spurs. But I think say Kudus move to Spurs should draw some fans there and I say yes, your attention. And they call the White Hart Lane and Tottenham Stadium and Korean
players don't like publicity. Asian players as a whole. Talk of any big Asian player you know. Dr. Henry Kessben, Cocoa Board. And anyway, about Dr. Henry Kessben, Kessben, Cocoa Board. Doc.
I think Doc is right.
This is your whole pa, and the workers know. This is the first time you message from Cocoa Board. Yeah.
Sometimes some places when you message before,
yeah,
it makes you feel good.
Sure.
Doc, we are proud of you. Thanks so much.
Yes.
True. Asia for no. I don't know. Say your more culture will say you.
Yeah.
Hardly. So when you Asian player. I don't know. So mubu omu so abumfia. So muba Europe on omu so I say then because hardly. So we who say Asian player no system na ye can send be brain. Our what say Kubo so one.
Yeah, Takifusa Kubo.
He's playing so well, but you don't get the name. You don't hear it. South Americans ne there. Omo ba na omo do omo swag now.
Yeah.
We are there obeti omo nka. Omo chiri say football na omo de omo na eba nti omo ba na omo ba be chire football ne bo. But Asians no omo bo omo ho abomfia kakra because football in Asia nansia na epeja kakra. Korea, Japan,
they are the dominant.
Yes.
And also show more they like moving to Belgium, Austria, Nansena, Germany, Omobabewo Kakra, where the influx of Japanese players, from Wataru Endomo, Makoto Hasebe, more former player later of Free Dortmund or by Manchester United, Shinji Kagawa. So Sergio, Asians as a whole Ankasa on time Premier League not as such because I don't know hype no.
Okay.
Among for Leon Po, dog okay. Leon Po, Tottenham. Also by ball pa. But among for says Asian players even within the Premier League now. We saw him na one he chan no so Asia kind Edima Wolverhampton Wanderers. So Sergio is one of those things now. Okay. Honestly, they don't move much to be a publicity and that's the Premier League. Honestly, for some you mean Sergio call a Brazilian and European maybe even Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Real Madrid, he deserves to be among one of those sides. Exploit and Juma Wababe D Eddie Ama Tottenham Hotspur. But Sergio going to Baby Alfrino, Sergio Omuni those hype and near one of the things Sergio.
All right, Yan Twaswe. No.
General, I was talking about Man United and against Everton. You know the Premier League Summer Series, of course, so United States of America, Atlanta. You had Man United, Bournemouth, West Ham United, and then Everton. Before the game, United they can share Bournemouth, share West Ham United. So a draw in the game was going to let United win the trophy, and indeed they won. But I said the talking point, and I say will be a no game no. Now attention and Kasa might not be it, but how a United be lining up with Mbeumo playing his first game alongside Matheus Cunha in a game. You know, my United team, they come here said there are several number 10s in the team. Inti game na ya obisa say saying a coach in the because you have Bruno Fernandes as a traditional number 10, Mbeumo as a number 10, Matheus Cunha as a number 10, Mason Mount as a number 10, and even Ahmad also as a number 10. About 5 of them. And then there are about 3 of them about I think 4 of them in the same game. Playing Ahmad as a right wing back. And Obo, Abrante and Bruno Fernandes and Mbeumo as the double number 10 behind Matheus Cunha. As I catch was say United in a center forwarder, saying a Papano Peso with Højlund as the only striker over them, probably Joshua Zirkzee. And now drop Højlund and Obo Matheus Cunha as a center forward with Bruno and Mbeumo as the double number 10 behind him. Once again, United problem, no questions will be here. Every single game it looks like Ochenji in terms of the 2 central or holding midfielders. No, Mote 3 back no. And now Obo Kobe Menu and Abrante friend Ugart. Nano na meka wa hase se ubo Ugart ne Casemiro obie no obema stability and that calmness obetima jibo ne kita kakra ama players na gire yi ansa no wapase probably is Kobe Menu. Yesterday we saw Kobe Menu alongside Ugard. The game itself for me was not an extraordinary performance, and Ugard learned a very basic lesson. Wafa ball on one side, players he chasing no be expected so bebo wanako. Then he was robbed of the ball and Amodeba take no. But all in all, I think it's a good one for Man United for winning that trophy. But I don't think it's a major trophy. General,
Mbwemo Ompulu,
who's saying
Ompulu.
And Rano, the first game.
Yeah, coach, say, I don't know the performance in papa.
Say and Ryan in the first game.
Yeah.
In Tebeka and Rano, Wanyadi.
Ankoyi.
And Rano Wanyadi. But yen to me, Kase Oba and Umpuli. That's just the first game. What am I say? One player who impressed me once again was Mason Mount. I don't know, CSR Baby who the old Mason Mount in Bima. Right. Because in the last 2 games na General Michel, he was pressing so well, passing so well, and no pass be at the I think Luke Shaw, so it was just super. And the goal was a typical Mason Mount goal. We had the technique and it spin. The 2 ball no ball no control neta. Maybe we are yet to see the best of Mason Mount because the last 2 games Amario Mount I was so much impressed. Mbwemo was quite lakadeska. Obekaya coach Nikan say onye ready with the team. It's because of that the first game when you see and Umbisa says second game Obebo and I say the guy is not ready looking at what he saw in him. Into just said the last game and the last game crowns was actually say indeed onye so ready for the team. Even Matthias Cunha for me did not impress me so much in the game. Ekoye Nyamedada na Bruno Fernandes na inimunum one Ahmad na eye ejumano honum. But all in all, general, it's just the first game. On Saturday, Umbebo Omola's official preseason game against Fiorentina at Old Trafford. And Sana on the 17th August, the first match anticipated Premier League game at Old Trafford, United versus Arsenal. Abaso. Okay. Way actually, the center forward now United they might not even get him in the game. Say eventually, so they might not get the player in the game before the season. And I say for friendlies before a season will be starting.
Ryan Mbwemo has a lot of work to do. Coach Amorim. Yeah.
I think it's got to do with his fitness.
Yeah, okay.
And now to unzo no anka so you'll be in the mood. Enti minim how I was celebrating the off season and then the transfer time no.
Yeah.
Unlike Jao Pedro. Na ye canon seminar, none and near bro, and the personal trainer, no. I didn't see that sharpness in Brian Mbwemo. And there's so much expectation. And so who say baby awabano. Tima is scrutinizing no and in the players. And what remember dream say we are seeing football in Man United. In Tobawa, you'll be under serious critical scrutiny until so you're ready. And your holiday crown waba. So for me, he has a lot of work to do. I agree with Amorim and Ra the young Huni presence.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
General Maminra transfer in Mukakra.
Okay.
Na any transfers in Komokakra. They didn't kind Chelsea for every Omabrantie Jarrell Hatu, 19-year-old defender from Ajax. We am a Chelsea expenditure for this transfer window. Chelsea are across it £250 million sterling. The only team I was spending more as in Chelsea this season is Liverpool. Some two.
The 8th player.
This
right?
is the 8th player.
Yeah.
The 8th signing. And a Chelsea for wire. He's 19-year-old boy from Ajax. But you know, he's 19, but he's experienced.
Yeah.
Because in the history of Ajax, this boy is the 3rd youngest boy to start for Ajax.
Okay.
He started playing for Ajax at age 16. What it means is some 3 seasons under his belt. And for a player to play at the Eredivisie for some 3 seasons, even though he's 19, he's experienced. I know, say, on to me walking into the Chelsea team as a left fullback. The position, baby, one of the best Chelsea players currently playing, Marco Cuera.
Yeah.
He can also play as a centre back, left centre back, but in the primary position, left fullback, he could be a squad member. wotie nkɔmmɔdie na ɛkokɔ so no a ɛsɛ Ajax foɔ nya nka Chelsea foɔ atɔ na wie no ɔmo nsa no mfa no ma ɔmo loan for one more season. That nkɔmmɔ no kokɔ so and knowing Chelsea ɛnyɛ wɔn a so mbɛtumi asa loan na ma ɔmo. Chelsea adwuma bi ɔmo yɛ adwuma ɛwɔ Premier League no ma na sɛ football mu a amanfoɔ bebree hu yɛ. Ɔmo fa nkwadaa no nketenkete na ɔmo de Chelsea brand na fa ɔmo ho na ɔmo atɔn ne high. Enti nyanwa say after spending 250 million pounds sterling, nobody is talking about financial fair play about Chelsea. They are still within it. As we speak, Chelsea is still looking at say Omode Javi Simons, Ebe Free, RB Leipzig, SRD Abekon, which means Omo very comfortable on the market. Honestly, America for no kita Chelsea no money man no third ball in no money man no ye nipa bebre nti o mase, but I think say they are doing something wonderful. We share come move so top players, two players. That's still financial fair play. Some no any omunya na as a Chinese o ma yo ma kunte bu yi papa.
Okay. My emfa so you mean send some kakra bi am for the messages be 2 or 3 bi na fe to aso emaye we every Julian Caesar or say Julian Caesar say good morning or say even though I'm not an authority, Asians tend to be more inclined towards religion and academics and not given too much publicity. South Korea was once ranked as one of the most prayerful nations globally. Okay, the Julian Caesar, and so they abba. I don't know. But I'm sure Sunny Sally also message or the by if same issue no. Also said even those days when Park Jin-sung was of Manchester United, it was purely merchandise for United. For Spurs not to get much publicity or having the needed publicity machinery in Africa, the club should be attractive by buying big. Son Heung-min should have moved to a relatively bigger club in the same EPL about 4 years ago. The week has started well with a better discourse. Good morning, Sani Saliu, before and so the about I don't know. The doctor made the buy, I'm for a tetroma drink and cry so the home. Okay, Yantuasu.
General, I think that here I can't help but to agree with him. Say, you're more inclined to religion and all that, but I think the song has spent the best part of his football at Spurs. He should have moved, but hey, that is how they also do their things. Who share a coin of Faso, a bar, a SV Hamburg, and then to Bayer Leverkusen and all that. Or you'll be by Europe in term, but still. And to me, I'm making the publicity, to the side. Back to the transfer window. Maka had to the and then Nkoma will be a deal with CCA, Benjamin Sesko.
Yeah.
Say a Kamiako is a names in a system, a far about down, and now cut 2 major strikers and Mudio system. Now send a transfer window near a sitting a baby and a musical chair. We move free her, now we are here, we move free her, now we are here. Abranti and Idinde Alexander Isak, Tony Ebeshoye, were free Spain by England, and then Oko St. James, Newcastle for training grounds, Aqua training and all that. But in change, Liverpool pursuit of Alexander Isak is still on. Yes, over the weekend, Newcastle from penny for the Betu just Liverpool the 110 million pounds sterling buy and some add-ons. But then drew 120 million pounds sterling now or more here anymore. So Alexander Isak still remains at Newcastle United. But General, so what follow this transfer window? It's only a matter of time. The difference between the two teams, is so close. Yeah. So it looks like, obviously, Liverpool would definitely go in for Alexander Isak. Now, a team of Newcastle United for Nankasa, so I shall see a Humboa, say Abranti Alexander Isak, no, or Mubinya replacement. And Nunti and Umdomania share RB Leipzig. Now, Moko Akope Benjamin Sesko, say Sesko, no, and Emra Meshe Alexander Isak, and I already a Canada, Ewa say Omode over the weekend, Omode a bid of 69.8 million pounds sterling. Ediko RB Leipzig. Leipzig for say in Drew or ratings, Tima Efreno, Newcastle United for Norman Sambrebim. Newcastle for so apart from Abrante and Idini Benjamin Sesko, omo hwe anim say omo de omo ni behwe Paris Saint-Germain na omo striker e friend Goncalo Ramos se ko base omo anya Benjamin Sesko a omo be call for 24-year-old Goncalo Ramos na o free PSG aba be sha Alexander Isak Anan Benjamin Sesko de no madwenya me say enye Man United e system ma e bianka omo betumi ene Newcastle for we. The interesting thing is that as we speak, Newcastle are official bid. Manchester United are official bid. But the money Leipzig for ako share sinkunya edin komo akeka honsem. What they are discussing currently the amount involved. Any mode we debate to no. Initial Crawford fear and say Manchester United in 2 million players in the honor they can buy Benjamin Sesko. But it's been revealed, say, United can still buy Benjamin Sesko and make sure, say, after Omatono, Omubetime releases some of their players before the transfer window closed. And it's not like, say, United ton MSC Kaneba and Sana Omatumia finance Abrante and Idini Benjamin Sesko deal. No, they can go ahead, get him, and then make sure they make some of those players, AB everywhere and Sanoma close transfer window. No. The boy himself has told the club on his or he open to both teams, both Manchester United and Newcastle. Do Benya Biano, I dare say Obeko. And it looks like the highest bidder will definitely get the nod for Benjamin Sesko. Ade boy United and so say I'll be Leipzig for non so GDA say Abrante friend Rasmus Højlund. United enko yino. Se koba se omo de Benjamin Sesko Emma United omo Leipzig for no omo pe Højlund provided say Højlund ebe agree so obeko RB Leipzig over the weekend omo interview Højlund or the two guys or no or ye open to Man United so obet now no fighting for position but people around Man United feel say he's giving sufficient time some 2 seasons no bet my and say or the cheap pim attackers no she go. So the time now so and I think that he doesn't deserve further time to justify anything. 2 seasons there is enough. Do bet my no into so United for Eshena Omuja Abrantia needing Ede Rasmus Højlund Kwana Utumiko General.
In another